Good evening, friends. It's about 10:30, home from work. We got more snow and it's freezing cold here again. So I had to take a hot bath. Got in there like a lobster. There wasn't any butter involved, but there was lots of hot water. So I'm warmed up. So I'm getting ready to go to bed, but I wanted to show you the first step of what I'm making for us for tomorrow. I'm making some white chicken chili. This is Krista's famous white chicken chili. Do mine a little bit different. So I wanted to share the recipe with you. So here I have frozen, boneless, skinless chicken breast. I'm gonna plop it right in there to my handy dandy West Bend slow cooker. And I have here 4 cups of water because we are making soup, so there's going to be a lot of broth involved. I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of this chicken base. Now, if you don't have that, chicken bouillon's fine. I'm going to stir that around a little bit. Not a big deal because the slow cooker is going to do all of the work for me. Wish I had someone like that to come do the dishes. Oh. Okay, I'm just going to pour that right over that frozen chicken. Go. To that, I'm going to add 1 can of green chilies. Oh, they're so good. These little diced green chilies. Okay, goes that. Now I'm going to add my spices. Because I want all this to get good and juicy in the night. So I'm going to add some oregano. Sorry, my dog's knocking on the door because it's cold outside and he wants in. I'm going to add some chili powder. Just accordingly to your spice, what you like, how spicy you want. A little bit of cumin. And then I'm going to add a little bit of Aleppo pepper. Go. And then I'm going to add some SPG, salt, pepper, garlic. Thanks, Brock, for letting the dogs in. Okay, so there we have it. That's step 1. I'm going to put this on high in the slow cooker, turn it on. I also set out 2 ounces of cream cheese to get softened, which I'm going to finish up this soup tomorrow before we leave for work. And then when we get home, our lunch will be ready. All right, guys, I'm going to bed. Have a good night. And I will see you in the morning. Good morning, friends. It's about 10 till 8 a.m. I'm up and been doing some chores, so I thought I'd come and finish this white chicken chili. So here it is. It did its job while I was getting my beauty sleep. Look at that beautiful broth. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. So I will tell you that at 3 o'clock this morning, the dog wanted out. So I turned my slow cooker down at that point because the chicken was cooked. So I took it from a 5 to a 3. And when I got up this morning, I went ahead and shredded that chicken up. So there you go. Also, last night I forgot to tell you to add some onion. So that's personal preference. Before I went to bed last night, I chopped up a half a medium onion and put in there. So if you don't want onion, it's fine. So here in my little container, as you know, last night I set out 2 ounces of cream cheese to soften, and I also have a half a cup of sour cream. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of that broth. I'm going to add it in to this mixture, and we'll stir it up. I've had this sitting out on my counter for a little bit so that it won't curdle. Now that's not curdle your hair, it's curdle your soup. Okay, so we're going to mix that up. I just love the addition of sour cream and a little bit of cream cheese to kind of thicken it up and make it tasty. Okay, so we're going to add that in. Cream cheese is still a little chunky like me, but it's okay. It'll work itself out in there. Gets in that hot tub. She'll sweat it out. Okay. There we go. Stir that in a little bit. Get that good and juicy. Okay, so here we go. We got that in. Now, what I like to add to Krista's famous white chicken chili is spinach. No, hear me out. Like that spinach don't go in white chicken chili. Spinach can go wherever spinach wants to go and wherever you want it to go. I love incorporating veggies, and I love adding fresh spinach to soup. I just think it's so good. Great way to add in that powerhouse. Spinach is a powerhouse. I can get these mussels for nothing. Anyway, I've got probably about 2 cups of fresh spinach. Don't want to add it. You don't have to. I just love it. It's delicious. Okay. Go. I'm going to stir this in. I love doing recipes that I can do the night before and then let the work be done for me. Just like that. Okay, so here we go. Now listen, folks. At this point, this is low carb. So if you follow a low carb diet, you could stop here. Maybe instead of beans, you could add some bacon. Oh, wouldn't that be delicious? So that's an alternative. I'm also going to add, so here we have our soup. It's not quite soupy enough. Sorry, I had some cream cheese in my hand. So here you go. Look at that deliciousness. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my beans. Now, when I was first diagnosed with diabetes and I followed a super strict diet, I still incorporated beans in my diet because I think they're a wonderful source of fiber, and I didn't feel like they didn't raise my blood sugar. So you know your body, if you're following a diet because you're a diabetic or whatever, leave the beans out, put them in. So I've got Great Northern beans. This is the beans that I like. You can add the cannelli beans. I don't know how to say it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I do not drain the juice off the beans because that's where all the flavor's at when they can them at the factory. That's a good juice in there. Don't throw her out. So I'm gonna give that a stir. Looks like 2 cans are gonna be just the right ratio of beans. I like a lot of beans. To me, it would have more beans, but I'm gonna stop. So there we go. Got the 2 cans of Great Northern beans, juice on. So now I'm going to add, move this out of my way. I'm going to add heavy cream. This is where you get that good, delicious flavor. It's low carb. I don't know how much I'm going to add, so I'm going to start with I'm going to start with 1.5 cups. We'll go from there. Okay. Now once again, you like a soupier soup, you add more seasoning, you can add more broth, chicken broth. So I'm going to give this a taste at this point. Get a spoon here. My dog Jake's very interested in what I'm doing. He's down here. Heavy cream and spinach is just a delicious treat. I don't think it needs any more salt and pepper because maybe some pepper. Doesn't need more salt because I salted that broth last night and seasoned everything. So here we have it. I'm not going to add any more broth to it. I want you to be able to see. Look at that deliciousness. Oh my goodness. We like to eat these with tortilla chips, scoops. I'm going to put it back on my slow cooker. I'm going to leave it go so everything can dance, hang out, get to know each other. Then we get home from work this afternoon, we'll have us a wonderful bowl of Krista's famous white chicken chili. So once again, thank you for stopping by my little kitchen and hanging out with me. in Krista's Country Kitchen. Bye, guys.